Hello, welcome to Sufra's World. My name is Sufra, and this is my world. And today we're going to gossip a bit about all those 90 Day Fiance shows. I'm just putting them all in one package because I find it all confusing to remember which one's which and what is what. Now, I'm recording this on Sunday, September the 22nd, which means there's new episodes tonight and tomorrow night. And so the episodes I'm going to discuss in this video are the ones that aired last week. So it was for Before the 90 Days, Season 3, Episode 7, and 90 Day Fiance the Other Way, Season 1, Episode 17. So I'm just going to do a little this and that overview. So I guess the biggest bombshell shockorama situation was Jenny and Sumit. Sumit being married. Now, it's surprising but not. I was rather surprised. And of course, with the revelation of Sumit admitting he's married and the ensuing chaos, I have made a point before on this channel to say that I'm trying not to, when I do these dialogues, not to bring in stuff that I've read on the internet or in Facebook groups and stuff about what might be happening right this very minute. So I'm trying to ignore all that because there's all these rumors that, yeah, Jenny knew all along, this and that. I'm not convinced she did. I don't think she did. You have to remember they were together, according to what we know, for about 5 or 6 years, I believe. And so in the revelation that Sumit was married, he had been married for 2 years. And so presumably what I think happened was when he brought Jenny home to meet his parents, and there's pictures of her with the parents, and everyone's now saying that that's a big fraud. But no, they have said she's been there before. They did not approve of her. And then she went back and they had a break. And just like on a Friends episode, we were on a break. He went and got married, I guess. So to me, that's what the timeline seems to indicate. And so I would imagine what happened was that the parents of Sumit saw his 60-year-old lover, and he's just a young man, like he's younger than my kids, he's just in his 20s. And they probably panicked, and it's like, no man, you're marrying you're not marrying that old lady. You're gonna marry a nice beautiful young lady. And we did see pictures of her on the internet, very beautiful girl. And so they probably just hustled him into an arranged marriage. And as we already know about Sumit, or at least what we can discern from what we see on the shows, that he has no spine. He's a bit wishy-washy. He's a liar and wishy-washy, and puts his parents first, as a lot of men in that culture do, because it's a different society than we have here in North America. And in fact, most other societies besides our North American one are very family oriented. Children will live at home till they're married and even bring their husbands or wives to live in the extended family in the home. When people go abroad, they send money back, as we saw in the family Chantal, that Chantal couldn't understand why Pedro was sending money back to his family, but that's what people do in other societies. It wasn't a big scam. It's like that's what they do. I know my dad was from Spain, and he came to America when he was a child and educated and stuff. But my whole life, I remember sending money back to France, to the less fortunate relatives that were having difficult times at the time, and there'd be boxes of stuff and so on, not just Christmas, but all the time, right? So this is just how different cultures are. They take care of each other. Just because you get married and go off doesn't mean everything ends, or just because you have a spouse, everything ends. And that's always bothered me. I'm glad I created this channel so I can bitch about that for a minute, because that always bothered me greatly about Chantal, is what a selfish bitch she is. And she is. I don't even watch the family Chantal. I can't stand any of those people. Chantal lied when she brought Pedro over, and she set up the whole relationship as a lie, and that's why the family never really trusted him. Anyways, back to Jenny and Sumit. Sumit was also a big fat liar. He don't forget in the very beginning when we first met this couple, he had admitted that he had catfished Jenny, and that he had shown pictures of a handsome hot guy, and then finally admitted who he really was. And yet that didn't stop her. She still wanted to be with this guy who, even though he had already proven he was a lying piece of crap. He's a liar, liar, pants on fire. And so I'm trying not to, like I said, I'm trying not to look too much into all the other stuff. But, I did see something about how Jenny had originally tried to sell her story to the Catfish show, and then ended up on 90 Day Fiance instead. Now there's speculation that Jenny knew all along Sumit was married, implying that Sumit's been married like for the whole 7 years they've been together, and that's not true. I believe what I just said, that the parents forced him into an arranged marriage after they met Jenny and they had heart attacks at this old lady, and that's that. I personally really liked Jenny and Sumit. I still do. And also, I better turn my phone sound off. um, that was BB8. Sent a message. Um, I People were speculating how when Jenny answered the door and Sumit's wife's father was there, and the whole clan came barreling in, and stuff like, why weren't the cameras there? Well, they had gone home. Filming was over, they thought. And so when they finally returned, and also you have to remember too that no matter who you are, when you're filming these shows, you have to get model releases, press releases, whatever you want to call it. And I'm sure all these people did not want to be on this TV show, and they probably didn't sign the release forms so that they would, right? So there's all those legal ramifications to figure out as well, or to just understand how reality works in show business and so on. So I do think Jenny was shocked. Perhaps she wasn't shocked on the actual TV that we saw. Um, but I'm sure when she did discover Sumit did marry, it probably was devastating. And I do believe that it was a shocking situation for her, though I don't necessarily believe the timeline that we are being told. Anyways, let's move on. Rebecca and Zaid. Oh my good God. Oh, Rebecca, Rebecca, Rebecca. Ah, what are you doing, Rebecca? Um, I actually like Zaid. I wish he'd washed his hair, but I guess that's how it is there. He has really nice eyes. I think he's a nice looking guy. They're not good for each other. They're not meant for each other. I don't. You can see he's with, again, he's, a dude in his 20s, and he's probably attracted by the danger of being with someone like her with her tattoos and her uppityness, her talking back, and things like that. He probably likes that, but in the end, he'll probably be tired of it. And I certainly think that he's in it for the green card. I think he would have liked her more if she did actually look like all the photos and videos that she sent, but she definitely altered all her images. Like, we look at all these, like when he wore the shirt to meet her at the airport, whether or not the producers told him to do that or not, the picture on the shirt, she looks 20, and in real life, she looks like a 50-year-old woman, which she is. And, she's picked another guy exactly like the husband that she hasn't divorced yet. And I don't know why she didn't just tell him, but I guess it's for the drama, right? Um, why she just didn't tell him the divorce. She makes it sound like, oh, they're still married, and they're not. What that is because I know I've gone through divorce myself. You can get the separation agreement and all that stuff under control, but then there's that final thing of going for the divorce, and it costs money and it takes time. And so even if you're both in agreement that you want a divorce, it still can take a year or so, and it's a few $100 or more, because I don't know what their situation is. I just know what happens here in Canada. So all she had to tell him was, we're working on the divorce papers, will be final. But no, she's making this big deal. And then why she told him she had lesbian experiences is also just, stupid and for ratings or whatever. She didn't have to tell him any of that. She knew it would upset him because he's from a different culture. And she had married a man exactly like him. She knows this type of man is jealous and controlling. And anyone who's been in any relationships, um, at all, once you get over 30 or 40, and if you've been multiple relationships, you kind of notice that you tend to go for the same type of people over and over again, even if you think you're not. I know I do it myself, which is why I'm single and never dating again. No, I watch this show for my laughs. Um, yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. I'm just like, it's not going to work. You guys are ridiculous. So who do we have? Darcy and Tom. Oh my God, Darcy, you're a mess. You're a disaster. Tom doesn't. Tom, just run away, Tom. I think Tom did run away in real life. Again, I'm trying not to look ahead or see other. I don't watch anyone's Instagrams, but I am in those Facebook groups. But yeah, Tom obviously can't deal with this woman and these sisters. I think it was completely selfish bitch-a-rama of Darcy to make him cancel the beautiful cruise he had planned for her, that he had obviously pulled a lot of strings to make happen, and that to go sit in some bar in some other country to bitch it with her sister is ridiculous. Darcy should have gone on that cruise with the man, got to know him better before she starts showing him off. She doesn't even know him. He doesn't know her. He's said many times he wants to get to know her. He's trying to treat her kindly. He didn't want to jump into bed with her because he wants to get to know her, because he's a self-admitted, and when Darcy watches the episode, she'll see he's a self-admitted playboy. All he does is screw as many women as he can, like a lot of guys with money. And why wouldn't, if I was a rich man with money, I'd be having a different girl every night too, man. I had no, why tie yourself down, especially if you got yachts and friggin' where were they going, South Africa or someplace? It's a beautiful yacht there, and you're going around the world. You live in England, you have all this stuff. And yes, I've heard rumors that he's not who he says he is. He lives with his parents or whatever. Obviously the man has money, even though they catfished each other with their pictures and stuff. Although Tom did get to see Darcy on TV with Jesse, right? So he at least knew what he was getting with her, or should have clued in. Whereas she was catfished because the pictures and videos she saw of Tom definitely are not what Tom looks like now. I personally like Tom. I would hang out with Tom. I'd date Tom. Um, I don't think I'd want to marry someone like Tom, but certainly I'd like to. Hey, Tom, if you're watching this, you can give me a call. I'll go on that yacht ride with you. We can hang out. And hey, you want to get me a B&B to hang out in? I'm cool with that too. It's all good. It's all good. Some people, they don't realize generosity when they see it, and they're just selfish assholes. And that's what Darcy is. And Omar and Avery. Oh my God, Avery, why do you want to move to a war zone? She's so young. She's only 19. I see a lot of people criticizing her mother, but I think her mom did exactly the right thing. I'm a mom. One of my kids is super headstrong like Avery. And if I was, I think Avery's mom did exactly what she should for the situation. She went over to check things out. She's trying to just let her daughter make her own decisions, but she is also trying to be real with her before anything happens that can't be taken back, like getting married. And I loved it so much. And I know there's a million memes about it now, where Avery said, "Oh, well, if he wanted to get married to just anyone, he would have done that for the visa." And then the mom, whatever she said, and then the mom's like, "He did do it. You're here, right?" So that was my favorite part ever, because it's true. And those of us who have been through catfishing, lying, gaslighting people situations, yeah, we were the victims. You just don't see it. You don't see it. There's no neon sign flashing saying you're being catfished, you're being lied to. So Avery, I hope you listen to your mom. Listen to your mommy and run fast, run free. And I like Omar, I do, but it's a difficult situation. And like her mom said, she hasn't been Muslim in the summer yet. She needs to grow into herself a little more. And certainly, I think if she sees what's happening over there in the war zone, Yeah, I mean, she's naive because she said, "Do they have makeup stores? They have Sephora there," and it's like, have you not watched the news? Like, do they even have buildings there anymore? Like, everything's been bombed and destroyed, and poor Omar can't even leave the country because he's from Syria. And I know here in Canada we take in Syrian refugees, so he can come here. Come here and start your dental practice. I need some work done. But yeah, so that's a disaster waiting to happen, and we'll see what happens with that. Laura and Aladin. Oh my good God. Uh, I hope that one crashes and burns soon. Why? What's happening with her hair? Why does your hair look so terrible, Laura? I'm sorry. I try not to pick on people's looks because I know I'm no friggin' model myself, but I can't deal with the frizzed out hair. Her and Angela, I can't deal with their hair. It's like put some conditioner in, like take some of the oil from some of these other guys and smear it in your hair. Like take some of Ginny's oil and Zaid's oil from their hair and put it in your hair so you can get it conditioned and not be like frizzball. Because she looks like an old lady that should be retired in Florida. And Laura's like a good 10 years younger than me. I'm pretty sure she is. Oh no, she's not. She's 51, right? So yeah, I'm 57. So Laura, nah. Do something. Put your hair in a vat of olive oil or something. Get rid of the frizz, because it just makes you look older than you are. And then there was speculation again, trying not to draw too much from other stuff, but you all probably heard too the speculation about Laura being pregnant, announcing she had a bun in the oven or a muffin in the tin, and everyone said, "Why didn't she have a genie in the bottle?" Being as racist as we can. And then she said it wasn't a topic pregnancy and didn't happen. So people are speculating she's just a big fat liar with all that stuff and trying to gain sympathy, or interest or whatever, hits, likes, whatever it is she's trying to do. And but and I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're 51, can't get pregnant." Well, she could. Yeah, everyone's different. Some women absolutely can. I mean, we've all heard about those people, where the kids are off to college, they're getting ready to retire, then boom, there's a surprise baby on the way. And if they don't believe in abortion, now they got a little kid and when in their 50s and 60s, right? So it does happen, absolutely. Um, and I would imagine that if she has an IUD or something, then an ectopic pregnancy definitely would happen. And also at that age, I'm sure that's more common and so on. So I have no idea if that was true or not. I know that she did post that she was pregnant, and then she posted that she wasn't. Um, that she had had a miscarriage. So take that as you will. They still have a terrible relationship. I think Aladin is really cute. I think he's a very nice looking man. He's a personal trainer, so what is he doing with Laura? I think he wants that green card, man. And I'm sure they get along well enough. He probably sees her like a older sister or an aunt or something. And I believe in their case that he can take more than one wife. So he's probably figuring that's his green card wife and probably a woman. They seem to have a good sense of humor and stuff with each other. So I'm sure there's lots of compatibility. But definitely someone like him, again, in his late 20s perhaps, probably being with a 51-year-old woman isn't really, high on the hotness scale when you're a personal trainer and you're seeing all those buff young ladies wandering loose, right? So again, also Laura, when he first saw Laura in that first episode we saw, he did mention that she had gained a lot of weight since they had suddenly gotten married on her previous trip. And we have Angela and Michael. Oh my God. Angela and Michael. Woo! Angela. Angela's a scary lady. Now, she's been on Springer and some other shows as well, so this seems to be a lot of theatrics. She's very abusive to Michael. Obviously, they have some kinky stuff happening with those handcuffs and stuff, so there is that kind of. She's the dominant one, absolutely, in the bedroom and out. However, she is cruel, the whole smashing the cake in the face and her super trying to control him. Now, this is one of those situations where I feel like we don't see everything. And so maybe there's stuff happening that makes her so angry, because I don't understand why, if you live in halfway across the world, you're living halfway across the world, and your honey's having a birthday, why shouldn't he be able to go out and have drinks with his uncle or with his friends, have a party? Why not? Why does he have to wait for her to come a few days later or a month later or a week later or whatever the hell happened? Um, that's super controlling, super red flag, super just disgusting that she did that to him and hasn't stopped harping about it. He planned a nice boat cruise for her. Once again, another boat cruise situation where the man's trying so hard to please these women that will not be pleased. These American women are so selfish and so just disgusting how they treat these men. Even if the men are with them for the wrong reasons, as we can definitely see Michael is not with Angela for I think he's just focusing on that green card. It's like, um, it's disgusting how she treats him. Absolutely disgusting. And he should run far and run fast. But of course, he's a Trumper and wants his green card. He may not even be a Trumper. He probably just says that 'cause he knows she is, and that'll get him into the States. And he probably knows that, at the border they look at social media and so on. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what happens today and tomorrow with these crazy people. Oh, and then there's the Corey and Evelyn or whatever her name is. I hate her so much. Sorry, I do. She's so selfish and mean, and maybe it's the way it's filmed, but he's been with her 5 or 6 years or something, and again, he spent over 40 grand on her, and she's just mean. And I understand there's cultural things. I understand she wants him to man up and be more aggressive and assertive, but he's not. He's a nice guy, and nice guys will never be aggressive and assertive as certain types of women want them to be, right? So when you're with people, you kind of have to accept them for who they are. Like, she wants a man who can deal with her harshness and her um, how she is, and she's used to probably very strong-willed men, probably even been a little bit abused and stuff. So, Corey was probably like an oasis in the fact that he's gentle and kind and sends her lots of money and will do whatever he wants, but then she also wants him to stand up to her, which he's not very good at doing because he is a nice guy. So Corey, you want to spend 40 grand? Come spend it on me. You're a nice guy. I could try a nice guy. I wouldn't mind a nice guy. And then Tim and what's her face? Again, he's with a angry, yucky woman, and that one's not gonna last. I mean, unless they're missing things out of the shooting. Tim, at first I wasn't sure what I thought about Tim in the first couple episodes because he seemed kind of arrogant and, I got money, I got this, I got that. He's all manscaped and stuff. But then now that I see him with this girl, I actually really like him. He's nervous, he's shy, he wants to not make a mistake, and now she's questioning. Again, this woman wants a very strong, assertive guy who's going to throw her to the floor, and Tim's not that guy, and so I'm not sure how that's gonna work either, depending on how bad she wants that green card, I guess, or whatever's gonna happen. Okay, so let's see what happens tonight. What do you think? Are you enjoying the show? I know I did 2 episodes in one, and it's a really long video, but send your comments. Let's have a dialogue. Let's talk. Let's get busy talking about all these crazy people. They're not all crazy. They just want to be loved. I think at the end of the day, they all just want love. They want to be loved. It's an exciting adventure to date someone far away. I totally understand all of that. And I just get sad when I see some things seem to be super scripted. Like, you'll notice I didn't even talk about what's his face, the foot guy or whatever, because that is obviously just a big fake thing. I don't, and then there's people like Darcy and Tom. It's just, I don't even know whether to watch or look away. Oh, and Karini and Paul, we'll get to them another time. Anyways, let's see what happens tonight and tomorrow night on these crazy shows. Bye.